Yo, this shit OP.
Hold that shit. Boom, get my money. Get my fucking money.
What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 12, Episode 3 review. As you guys saw in the beginning of this video, I had on a gorgeous, sexy outfit that I got from Nasty Gal. If you guys love the outfit as much as I do, I have the links down below in the description box for plus size. It also does come in regular women's sizes as well. So like I said, the links will be down below in the description box. I love that outfit. Also, tomorrow on the 16th is my interview with J Moore Review, who has a role on Power Book 4 Force. He plays the character RHONJ. So I interviewed him yesterday on Valentine's Day, and the interview will be up tomorrow. It's a really good interview. You'll learn some inside tea on what it was like filming on Force, and way more about him and his life and his career. He has a fascinating story that you guys do not want to miss. Okay, now let's get into tonight's episode. So we start off with Dolores at her townhome, which I am obsessed with and I love so much. Like, that is like my dream home right there. So Dolores, though, her kids are living with her because she wants them to live rent-free while I guess they're finishing up school or getting their careers on the right path or whatever. So it's her son Frankie and her daughter Gabrielle, who we really haven't seen much. We've seen her throughout the years here and there, but not as much as we've seen Frankie. So they're both complaining about the fact that their father Frank has yet to finish the renovations on their main home. Well, it's really Dolores's main home, but Frank just lives with her. I don't know why Frank can't go and get his own place. It's very mind-boggling to me. They've been divorced now for years, 22 years, but they still live with each other. But if it works for them, okay. So Dolores and the kids are sitting down eating, and she explains to them that Frank is coming over there to stay with them, I guess because the house isn't finished and because he wants to be around the kids. And I'm like, this is the strangest dynamic I have ever seen. Gabrielle is not here for the bullshit. She do not want her daddy there. She talks about how she calls out her daddy on his bullshit, and they're both very temperamental and have attitudes and stuff. And Frank Jr. is the total opposite. You know, he's not confrontational at all. It surprised me that they call him Frank. They don't call him Dad. But I guess that is because we found out in this episode via Dolores that the kids live with her. They didn't live with him growing up. They did see the fact growing up that Frank did have a very bad temper when they were children. So it seems like there is some issues there when it comes to the kids' relationship with their father. And I feel like it's more so on Gabrielle's side, not so much Frank Jr., but there is some type of contention there with Gabrielle and her father. So she tells Dolores that she said to Frank, "How hard is it for you to have a fucking place for me to come home to?" And Dolores just sits there like this is just normal, like a normal conversation. Two girlfriends just kicking. Excuse you, ma'am, that you had the audacity to part your dick suckers and say that? Well, she looked like she a lesbian because she don't give a damn about how she look. You got the nerve to sit there and part them pussy lickers and say with confidence and no fear that you said to your daddy, and I quote once again, how hard is it for you to have a fucking place for me to come home to? Well, first of all, Gabrielle, or should I call you Gable, because you look like a man, darling. That is not your father's responsibility to make sure that your grown ass has a roof over your head. You need to be happy that your mama is even coddling you to this point where she's allowing you and your muscle bound brother to live underneath her roof while you all get financially stable after going to college. But the fact that you talk to your father like that is mind-boggling to me. But I guess that's the Italian way. I don't understand it. But I don't understand how Dolores just sat there and act like that shit was okay and then pop her in her motherfucking mouth. That's still your goddamn daddy. He don't owe you shit. He's done what he's supposed to do. You're a grown-ass motherfucking woman now. How hard is it for you to get your own goddamn place and put a roof over your damn head? A little spoiled brat. Ugh. Gross. I did not like that. And I was like, I could have continued on without seeing you on my television screen, Gable. And another thing, let me give the warning for any new subscribers over here on the Color Me Pink channel. Everything that I say is for shits and giggles and for entertainment purposes only. If you don't like to joan and make fun of people, then this ain't the channel for you. We have fun over here. Nothing is to be taken seriously. Nobody wishes ill will on anyway. If you're a stick in the mud, then please keep it moving because you will get what? Blocked. Because why? The block is out. The block. Okay. Now, anywho, let's continue on. So Gabrielle, or Gable, may I Gable, should I say, then she says to her mama that if he gonna be over there, they gonna have to set some boundaries and he can't have women over. I would like to know when she started fucking her daddy and when she became her daddy wife and was able to tell her grown ass daddy what he can and cannot do. If your mama is okay with him living with her and having women there or whatever the case may be, that's not your place, darling, especially when your name ain't on shit and you ain't paying for shit. Girl, Dolores is a fucking idiot. Dolores, I like her, but she's one of them women where she reminds me a lot of Kimmy from Love and Marriage Huntsville, where she talks a good game and acts like she's so strong and she's so tough and she won't do this and she won't put up with that, but is one of the stupidest women I've ever seen in my life and gets steamrolled I don't know how many times by the people in her life. Anywho, so Gia just started a shirt line based off that goddamn stupid ass song that she created when she was like 10, waking up in the morning, thinking about little things. It went viral last year. So she's trying to profit off of it and started a sweatshirt line that's in numerous boutiques around Jersey. Teresa tells Gia and Melania that Louis texted and said that he wanted to have a pizza night with the entire family so they can, just bond and talk about things and get everything laid out on the table with Zio Joe. So Melania does not want to go because she feels some type of way about her uncle and the things that he said about her father. Y'all know my stance on that. I said everything I had to say on last week's episode. So Gia and Teresa try to get her to go. Even Gia was like, who wants to stay in this place? Like, we all have to get to a point where we just got to let this shit go and move the fuck forward. And I respected Gia for that because that was the adult thing to do in that moment. Melania, however, says to her mama and her older sister, you guys are not forcing me to do anything, so stop. And once again, we got a grown ass little girl telling adult people, her mother, for instance, what she is and ain't gonna do. This, who had who? Who's raising who over here? This is why I can't respect fucking Teresa and I take her for a fucking joke because you let your kids talk to you any kind of way. How your daughter gonna sit up here and tell you what you're not gonna force her to do and that you can stop? Baby, I would have grabbed one of them shirts and choked this shit out of Melania ass. Melania should have been got slapped in her mouth because she been reckless. Been reckless. If I tell you that we're going to talk, we're going to sit down as a family and try to talk some shit out for the betterment of everybody, you're not going to sit up here and tell me you ain't going to do it. Now, I can see if she was telling you to run across some fucking tracks where a train was coming. Now, yeah, mama, I'm not doing that. I don't give a fuck what you say, you psycho. But in this case, Teresa's actually trying to do the right thing for once. So Melania have several. So Frank, Joe Gorga, and then Margaret's husband Joe are all out having lunch or whatever, kicking it, talking. And they're talking about everything that's going on in each of their lives. And Bill comes up and Frank says that he reached out to him to check on him. And Joe Gorga says he reached out. The other Joe says he did not reach out because, you know, it's a little bit too close to home with everything that's been going on between Margaret and Jennifer. But he also states that Jennifer, you know, got a mouth on her and she be saying a bunch of slick shit. And Joe Gorga agrees. And I agree that Jennifer likes to throw stones, but then when the motherfucker hit her back in the head, she want to sit up here and cry. And life don't work that way. Huh. And it really cracks me up to see the people on Twitter and social media like feel sorry for her. And I'm just like, how could you possibly feel sorry for this woman? Have you not watched it since she's been on this show? She has been an absolute nightmare. So Jackie and Evan go out to dinner with each other. Their kids are away at sleepaway camp for 2 weeks, so they got the crib to themselves. Everything is going good during dinner. Jackie says she wants to have a sorority party to take it back to their old days and everything. And throughout that conversation, the discussion of her eating disorder comes up because she was saying how, you know, she hates to eat, but she's always hungry. And, you know, she's been eating salads like pretty much for I don't know how long, like her whole adult life, to keep this weight off because she's so afraid to gain weight. And Evan makes her realize that the kids notice, and that's what really shocked her. She was like, they notice? And I'm like, how do you think they don't notice that you eat salads every day? And that really upsets her that the kids are seeing this because she doesn't want them to grow up and think that that is healthy and the way to go about things. But she was like, she's so afraid of food and she's afraid that she's going to relapse again and die. And that is really scary. That really truly is, because I often watch to see during scenes when food is around, will Jackie eat? And she'll eat a little bit. You know, we'll see her with like a few things on her plate and we'll see her like picking at it and maybe eat a vegetable. It's always vegetables if you pay attention. It's like a cucumber or a tomato or something like that. And it's the same thing with Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna doesn't eat either. And that's a part of the reason why her daughter was over there being anorexic and bulimic or whatever. So it's really sad to see that, but it was also very encouraging to see Jackie say that she's going to go get help. And because she needs it. She really needs somebody to help her in her relationship when it comes to food. So then we see Jackie at the crib and she checks on Jennifer to see how she's doing. And I'm very confused by Jackie. Like, this girl has done the most to you, has done the worst to you. You found out that she's still been talking shit about you, trying to dig up dirt on Evan, and you are still being so sweet and sympathetic to Jen. And I'm wondering, is she doing this to gain positive feedback from the audience? Because I just know for myself, after I found out that you was literally still trying to dig up dirt on my husband to prove that he was cheating on me, I wouldn't give a goddamn about what the fuck you was going through, you evil bitch. Like, no, we'll just film with each other, but going the extra mile to check on you and all that shit, no, absolutely not. So I'm not really understanding where Jackie is coming from with all of this, you know, concern. I don't know if it's real or if it's fake or what. So when she's on the phone with Jennifer, she says to her that she doesn't think that Dolores is being a good friend to her right now. And I was like, ooh, now why would you say that? Because you know damn well Jennifer is going to take that shit back and run it to Dolores. And here you go in another fight with Dolores. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot trust Jennifer. Jennifer is a fucking snake. But I guess Jackie like getting bit by her ass. I don't know what the hell is going on. Jennifer feels the same way, that Dolores really ain't having her back for real, and brought up the fact that Dolores was telling her not to cry and all this and that third. It's not that she was telling her not to cry because she was being weak or anything like that. She was telling you don't cry because, bitch, you made your bed, now you need to lie in it like a big girl. You a grown ass motherfucking woman. That's what she was saying. Like, cut the dramatics. This shit happened over 10 years ago. You ain't that damn hurt about this shit no more. Girl, shut up. So Jennifer was like, you know, she was low-key scared to come to Jackie's event because Teresa's gonna be out of town, and then things between her and Dolores aren't the best. So Jackie was like, you know, I got you, like, ain't shit gonna happen, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I guess, child. So it's the day of the pizza party, and Louis, we find out, journals every day. He does positive affirmations. And I'm like, go ahead on, Louis. Louis is in tune with his spirit and his mind and his soul. And maybe he can get Teresa devilish ass over there on the right side of things as well. So Melania does come. And when Melissa and Joe and their kids arrive, her and Melissa talk, and the whole situation with Jennifer comes up, and Teresa was like, I feel like everyone had Jackie's back when I said something, but when Marge said something, nobody had Jen's back. I'm so sick of Teresa. I am so sick of her. Like, bitch, do you not realize that you lied on this girl? You made up some shit. Nobody's lying on Jen. Nobody's making up anything. Nobody's pulling shit out of thin air because they're jealous. Bye, Teresa. Bye, for nigga. So then everybody sits down after eating, and no, I'm sorry. Before we even get to that part, Melissa is flabbergasted. And she says in her confessional, I don't understand why Teresa is so blindly on Jen's side, even when she comes after her brother. And this is my thing with Teresa. You want to sit up here and hold everybody accountable and make everybody have your back. And if anybody dare say anything out the way to you, you always turn into Joe and Melissa. Like, you gonna let them talk to me like that? You're not gonna say anything? You're not gonna have my back? Have my back right now. Have my back. But then you don't ever have your family's back. Like, how you gonna sit up here and be friends with a bitch that get on this fucking internet and call your brother a crook? But then if anything go down in your life, you want him to constantly have your back. I once again don't even understand why Joe and Melissa fuck with her. This shit is just mind-boggling to me. Like, it really honestly is. So Louis starts to exercise about what they want in the future, and Teresa, of course, says loyalty, even though she's not loyal to nobody but them damn badass baby ass kids of hers. Melania brings up hating to see her Uncle Joe yelling and all of this stuff, and she says that she overthinks a lot, that something is gonna blow up and happen next, because that has been the story of their family. And at this point, Joe realized that he has to let everything go when it comes to their father and really make amends. And I was happy that he has come to that conclusion, because, you know, wasting your time being in a negative space is good for nobody. It really honestly isn't. So then we pan over to Chico Stick and El DeBarge and whatever her husband name is, Toucan Sam, whatever. And she up here telling him that she feel bad for Jen, and claims once again that she and Toucan Sam did not get together via cheating. And I'm like, thou must proclaim for a reason. Like, ain't nobody even seeing it for you, girl. Like, bitch, come with receipts, because nobody likes you. And I don't even understand why you on this damn show. Up here shaped like a goddamn paper straw. So it's the days of Jackie's little keg party. I loved Melissa's denim jumpsuit and her hot pink Louis Vuitton bag. I need that whole entire outfit. I was obsessed. Dolores come really thinking that she is Jenny from the block. Got her hair pulled back in a ponytail, a denim jacket that she needs to throw away because it looks very much 80s. A little crop top, some little joggers, and some sneakers. She is showing off that bootay. Come on, Dolores. So Chico Stick and Toucan Sam arrive, and they're all standing around talking, and of course Jennifer comes up and she says that Jennifer is allowed to be sad and there is no time limit on crying, and she feels like Marge is just hell-bent on being mad when it comes to Jennifer. Bitch, you just joined the show. You don't know their history. You don't know everything that they've gone through. And wait till she makes you her target for cheating, ma'am. Wait till she start digging up the storylines about you and your husband, you and your Carlton Banks, bitch, while you sitting up here taking up for her. And that's what Marge was like, oh, just wait a month and see if you still feel the same way about her ass. Because, oh, please believe, bitch, if it don't come up this season and invite your ass back next season, oh, they will throw it up in your face, bitch. So get the fuck ready, ho. I don't like that bitch, oh, humpback ho. So Jennifer and Aiden and her nose arrived. Her nose walked into the building before she did, but I digress. Dolores finally tells everybody that she and David broke up, but she says that they broke up the day prior to this event and that she's not in a good mood. She's really hurt and sad by this. But it was time for her to leave that man anyway. Like I said, he looked like a ball of snot. He looked like some Play-Doh that sat out in the sun too long and dried out. So Dolores tells Jen that what Marge did was rough, but that she understood why Marge was upset with her when she found out all the extra shit that Jennifer had been saying about her. So Jennifer then was like, well, you know, a lot of people feel like you haven't had my back. Jackie was one of the people that said it. So of course Dolores then felt some type of way, and I was like, Jackie, you played yourself. You played yourself, because you have to understand that this girl is playing you and she don't have your motherfucking back, ho. So Jackie comes over and joins the conversation, and Dolores confronts her, and Jackie was like, I'm saying you're being Margaret's friend first. I don't feel like you really have her back. The other ladies then come over, and Marge co-signed. She was like, you're more my friend. You're closer than me. Like, come on. Just say it. And Dolores like, I'm both of your friends. I'm both of your friends. I'm both of your friends. So Dolores then says to Jennifer, do I support you or not? And Jennifer was like, I need more. And so Dolores was like, okay, that's fine. I can do that. But I don't need to hear it from this. And so, baby, that triggered Jackie. Jackie was like, don't call me this. Don't call me this. Don't you dare stare in my face and call me this. Baby, she must have forgot who she was talking to, because Dolores looked like she done fought pit bulls for fun. Dolores looked like she will fuck you up. And we all know that Jackie ain't nothing but 2 pounds and look like she about to pass out at any damn second. I'm like, bitch, you been drinking. You ain't ate shit. You been lugging. Girl, Dolores is gonna fuck you up. She already came with her outfit like she was ready to fight anyway. Somebody in the production must have told her that Jennifer was that Jackie was talking shit about her just by the way that she was dressed. Because if you pay attention now that I think about it, Dolores came to fight. Dolores came to fight. If I'm not mistaken, I think she had some Vaseline on her face. I wouldn't be motherfucking surprised, bitch. Dolores was like, what you gonna do about it? Don't be talking up in my face. Don't talk up in my face. And she was getting all up in Jackie's face, and Jackie ass kept on creeping the fuck back. Creeping the fuck back. Jackie didn't want that motherfucking smoke. Jackie can barely stand up on them little bitty legs of hers. Child, and the episode went off and it was to be continued. I was like, here we the fuck go. But this ain't the first time I think Dolores and Jackie done got into it. So hopefully they can, you know, make amends. I think they are, of course, going to make amends and everything will be cool. But Jackie, stop playing a fool when it comes to Jennifer ass. Jennifer is all for show. She's going to create great television. She is producing herself as she goes along. She is not that hurt over what happened between her and her husband from 55 years ago, girl. She is playing it up for the fucking cameras. But okay, have at it, doll. So that was my review of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I give tonight's episode overall a B+. A B+. It was cute for what it was. It didn't really pick up until the end of this episode, but I enjoyed it a lot. Don't forget, you guys, that if you liked my outfit that I posted in the beginning of this video from Nasty Gal, that the links are down below in the description box. And my interview with J Moore review is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time, so make sure you guys tune in for that. This weekend, I will have new episodes of Spill the Tea and Behind the Scenes tea airing. And next week, I will have another episode of Where Are They Now? This week's episode was on Lisa Milan from College Hill, South Beach. The video is up right now, so make sure you check it out. Love you guys. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you, and I will see you on the next review.